Hi everyone, for today's video it's going to be a haul video, and it's kind of special for me because it's actually my birthday today. So it's like a birthday kind of a haul. So I just want to share with you guys what I got recently, and also one of the gifts that was given to me, which is quite special actually. And as you can see right now, I am not in my home in Metro Manila, so I am actually in my home in the province of Marinduque. Now I'm so grateful to be able to come here. Well, aside from it being my birthday, I actually have some business to attend to. That's why I had to be here at this time as well. Now, just a little story about my home here in the province. It's actually a home that I share with my partner of 15 years. And before the pandemic happened, we would come here like at least once a month, or even like in my case, once every 2 months. And it also depends on like work commitments, but this is our refuge. So we've been building this home since 2013, so we've been doing it slowly, and it's a labor of love for the both of us. Well, especially more for my partner, because this was his vision, and I'm so glad that he was able to think about this. I was actually planning of doing a vlog of my journey here to my home in Marinduque, but I decided not to, because I didn't want to be distracted while driving. So there's actually two ways of getting here. One is taking a plane, which takes around 30 minutes, and the other is you actually drive to one of the southernmost ports in the island of Luzon, and you take a boat for another 3 hours. So you get here in like around 7 hours total. And I've been doing it for so long that when I leave the house at around 5:30 in the morning, I'm actually here by 2 in the afternoon. And I also want to say that I did have to apply for the proper travel documents in order to cross to the island here, because with COVID and the pandemic, you have to have the right papers, and you also have to have an RT-PCR test with a negative result in order to enter the island. So I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so let's get into the unboxing of everything that I got for my birthday. And I want to do this fast because it's around 10:30 in the morning, and the island is starting to come alive on a Sunday, and then there's a church just up at the very end of the road. And I want to finish this vlog before the choir starts singing, and I just don't want to be like copyrighted. Alright, so the first box that we have here is from Mercier. Of course, I bought this from the Philippine website, and it's actually opened already because I had to double check my orders when I got this box at home. Now, the reason why I double checked it is because when I got my confirmation order, one order was missing. And actually, at the time that I ordered this, they were having a promotion wherein if I spend around 2,500 pesos worth of products, it's around $50, I get one regular size translucent powder for free. Now, I actually ordered around 5,000 pesos, or around like a little over $100, so I was entitled of actually getting two regular sized loose powders. So when I got a confirmation email, it was only indicated there that I only got one, so I had to double check with them. And so I'm just glad to say that I was able to get two regular sized translucent powders for this order. Now, I go through so much translucent powders. Sorry for the banging, that's just my door from one of the windows. So as I was saying, I actually go through so much translucent powder in my career. And truthfully, I was on the website because I wanted to buy translucent powder. So it was like a win-win situation for me. So instead of buying translucent powder, I bought other products that I was very curious about. And most of these products that I have here with me are actually found in the end of season sale. So I love going through the end of season sale because these are where you get, products that don't really sell out. And sometimes these are the products that I've been wanting to try, but I just didn't want to purchase it at full price. And so that's why I was there. So the first product that I'm going to be talking about is the stick gloss. So I've actually used this already, which is, I found it to be very good timing that I got this order when I was about to do my apricotine inspired video, because this is called brown sugar, and for me the Viseart apricotine palette reminds me of like a combination of apricot and burnt sugar colors. So this was just very perfect to use. And this is actually a stick gloss from Mercier that I have been loving ever since I started adoring Mercier as early as 2006. And this is one of my go-to colors. And I don't know why I keep on closing it, but it's a very nice beigey brown color with pink undertones. It works very well. It's not sheer, and it has enough pigmentation to give the right amount of color to the lips. And the reason why I like using this not only on myself but also on others is because it really is like the color of like your lips. So this is why, you know, it's very essential that I have this in my kit all the time because it's one of my go-to colors. And the next product that we have here is the Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in number 2. So I have been very intrigued by this product from Laura Mercier in a really long time, and as you can see here, it has a very nice golden tone to it. So this is like a finishing powder. Now let's swatch this at the back. So as you can see, it gives a very nice gentle sheen on my skin, and it disappears into my skin, which I actually love. Now, as I've said, I've been very intrigued by this line, and the reason why I just decided to purchase it now is because I got this on sale, and it's quite pricey if I buy this at full price. So right now this is at around 1,550 on the end of sale tab, and if I like how this actually works on my skin, or how it works with me and how it applies when I work on other people, I would buy the other variants on the Candle Glow line. And the next product that I have here is the Kajal d'Orient in Noir Supreme, and this is actually a Kajal eyeliner. So let me just swatch it at the back of my hand. So as you can see, it's very creamy and it's very easy to spread, and it's a very nice, you know, dark color. Now I actually like using Kajal eyeliners when I rim the inner waterline of the eyes when I'm doing smoky eyes, because they just work extremely well. Now I have been very intrigued by this product for years now, and there was a time that when they first released it, it wasn't available here, or they only, like, the merchandisers from Laura Mercier at that time, before they were bought up by Shiseido, didn't actually carry this. So but I'm so glad I'm able to have this now, because again, I've been very intrigued by it, and the only other Kajal eyeliner that I have is from Maybelline. So maybe a comparison video will be in the works soon, so I'm really looking forward to trying this. And it just looks so elegant, right? It looks so chic. I love this. And the last product that I have from Laura Mercier is their latest release, and this is actually their Secret Camouflage Brighten, wow, that's tight cap, and Correct Duo. So this is a version of their ever most popular product, which is the Secret Camouflage, which now comes in this dual-ended, like, pen form. So this is actually great for on the go, because, you know, you don't need a brush for this, because with the Secret Camouflage, the original one, you would actually need a brush to mix the two colors in the pan to get a custom color that will work for you. But with this one, you can, you know, just use it as is, and you can just apply it where you need to apply it, and you can even blend it out with your fingers, which is actually great. Now I don't want to swatch this right now because I actually want to use this in, like, you know, a video, and I actually want to apply this under natural light, and right now I have artificial light on. So because I've just arrived here in my home, so I want to settle in first, and I want to find the right spot where I get ample natural lighting. Now I actually used to do it in my bedroom, but I just want to settle in down first, and I just want to make sure that I find the right vibe, because there's a lot of construction going on, which means I can only do videos on a Sunday, and I just want to observe my surroundings and, you know, to see which is the perfect time so that I don't get disturbed, things like that. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to actually trying these in a video soon. Okay, so the next box that I have here is from NARS. Now I really do have to say that NARS and Laura Mercier are two of my most favorite brands, so you will be seeing a lot of them in my videos. Now when I went to the Philippine website for NARS, I wasn't really expecting of adding things to my cart, because most of the products that I was intrigued from NARS were not available the last time I went on it, but it was a different case at this time. And one of the things that I added to my cart is actually the Orgasm X Quad eyeshadow. So let's just open this. Whoa! So it comes with this, like, Orgasm X elastic. Now I've seen this on some YouTube videos before, like especially from Michelle Wong's video. So when that video came out, I actually went to the NARS store here in Manila, and I asked if they had the Orgasm X iQuad available, and they said it wasn't, and this was back in January, so I was expecting it to come because, you know, with the pandemic, so shipping might be quite difficult, so I won't be able to get any product upon their release. So I was so glad that I was able to find that they now have the Orgasm X Quad. So I was very intrigued by this because, you know, it has very nice red tones in it, and I'm very intrigued by this nice violet-y color because the in comparison to the Orgasm Quad, I found that the Orgasm Quad, like basing on the pictures alone, that they're very light for my liking. But with this one, it has a much more vibrant color to them, and it can play with a lot of different type of eye colors. So that's why I was very intrigued by this. So I'm so glad that I'm able to have this. And the other product that I was so intrigued from NARS is their Air Matte blushes. And because I'm not able to go to the stores at the moment because all of the department stores in the Philippines are closed up until today, I think. So I think by tomorrow they'll be open again, and because I don't know how the colors of these blushes look like in person, so I decided to purchase the color Orgasm because this is the color that I am most familiar with. And the other thing that I bought from NARS is their lip velvet in Never Say Never. Now I love the lip velvets from NARS, so let's swatch this here. So this is their matte lip pencils, and I love this very nice, you know, very mauvey pink lip color, and this works very well with, like, you know, skin tones like mine or most of like the deeper skin tones that I work with here in the Philippines, because the pink tones really work well with the yellow undertones of the skin. So this is a very nice matte lipstick that comes in pencil form, and truthfully I have a love-hate relationship with matte lipsticks because I find them to be very drying, and especially if you wear them for like 10-12 hours at a time, your lips will start to crack. Like even if you put like a layer of lip balm on, they still have a tendency to dry out. Truthfully, I also get that same, like, you know, dry lip look with the Velvet Matte Lipstick from NARS, but these are only the matte lip products that I continuously go back to because I find these to be very versatile, and I can use this as, like, you know, full-on lipsticks. But usually I use them as lip liners when I want to enhance the lips because after all they're matte, so they're long lasting, and I love the colors, like, you know, and they're like a chubby stick, so they can be very easy to use and very easy to apply on the skin. And they also travel well because sometimes here in the Philippines when it gets so hot, some of the bullets from the lipstick gets detached, and the most amazing thing about having this in pencil form is that you can just sharpen it, and so it's very easy to sanitize and it's very easy to clean. So that's why I have these in my kit all the time. So those are the products that I bought from NARS. Now I still have a lot of products here on my box because I got a ton of GWPs, so gifts with purchase. Now let's just go through them one by one very fast. So one of the things that I have here is the Orgasm blush card. So this is like a tester, I think, but this is also great for on the go. Now I have a number of these in my kit because this is actually what I bring to set when I do retouch, so that I don't have to bring like my actually full-sized blush palette that's really too big. So I like having this because it's much more lighter to bring on set. Okay, so the other thing that I have here is a sample size of the Power Matte Lip Pigment. This is in Star Woman. I actually love the sizes of like the testers, or like even for a travel size, because I find that they're very easy to store and they're also very easy to handle. Because truthfully, like if you have like the regular size, I don't really like use all of them at any given time. So having like a tester, wow, look at how pigmented that is. Hang on. Look at that. So it's a very nice blue tone red that's like super pigmented, and I think it's like a liquid lipstick form, so I'm not so familiar with it, so I'm actually looking forward to playing with it. And I like that it comes in a tester size or like a travel size, because truthfully, if you have the regular size, I don't go through it and it's such a waste of money. So I actually like sizes like these because, like, you know, they're much more economic for me. And next, what I have here is their bronzer in Laguna. So I think this is their travel size, but it comes in a very small packaging, as you can see here. Nice color though. And if we open it, it's Laguna, so it's very small. Well, it's nice to have. great for bringing these things on set. Now the other thing that I have here is like, I think this is like a travel size for the smudge base, or is this a tester? I really don't know if this is their tester size or this is their sample size, but I do love that it comes in a size like this because you go through the products faster, so you get, like, you know, less oxidation in the product itself. Again, so this is the smudge proof eye base from NARS, my favorite eye base ever, so I'm glad to have that. Okay, so this is a 2 ml foundation. So this is their soft matte complete foundation. So I'm actually quite excited to use this because I've heard a lot of good reviews about their soft matte foundation. And this is just 2 ml, so I think this will be great to use in one video. Or, you know, if I'm just playing with makeup here at home, so I'm glad to have that. Now I have one of my most favorite concealers here, again in a travel size or a sample size. So this is in custard. I've used this color a lot in some of my videos, so I'm glad I have more of this. Ooh, and I also have, like, I have been very intrigued by this, and I have here with me the Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Dragon Girl. So again, it's a very nice, like, I think this is a very yellow red. Is it a yellow red? Oh no, it's a much more pinky red. So this is actually a very nice color for me to have in my collection because I have Cruella and I have Damned. So this actually fits in between those two colors. I also have the sample size for the Orgasm Blush. So this is actually great to have as a companion for my Laguna sample size. I actually love using the Orgasm Blush. I know that a lot of people there don't like to use this because they don't find it useful as a blush, but truthfully, I don't use this as a blush. I use it more as a highlighter or as a topper because it just gives like a nice sheen to the skin. This is so cute. And one last thing that I got from NARS. Oh wow. Oh, so this is their lip lacquer. And this is in the color Freestyle. Oh, very interesting. So let's swatch this at the back of my hand here. Wow. It's a very nicely pigmented lip lacquers. This is intriguing. Now, I don't use a lot of lip lacquers when I am working or even on myself, but it's just a very nice, you know, beigey brown pink color. So it reminds me of the Laura Mercier Brown Sugar lipstick, but this has more pigment in it and it has a more brown tone to it. Very interesting. Okay, that's it. So that's what I got from NARS, and I'm actually quite surprised that I got a lot of products from them, especially with my GWPs. So I have a lot of products to play with and I look forward to that. So okay, so the next box that I have is from Beautylish. Let me just open it. Now I was quite worried that I wasn't gonna get this because based on logistics right now, I think Beautylish here in Asia is based in Hong Kong. And because I think that flights are few and far in between Hong Kong and the Philippines, so when I was actually monitoring this delivery, I found that this package actually flew to Singapore first, and then from Singapore it flew to the Philippines before it actually got to me. But I'm so glad I was able to get this before I left for my home here, because if not, I would have seen this box in, I think, 3 weeks. So I'm so glad I was able to get this. So first, what we have here is actually the highlighting and sculpting palette from Viseart. Now I fell in love with this brand ever since I purchased their face blush palettes, like the rose and coral and the plum and bronze. I loved how they work and I love their packaging. Like, because, you know, when the pandemic happened, I cannot bring a ton of my products to work anymore because just to avoid cross-contamination, and frankly they can be quite heavy, and having palettes like this in my kit is just more helpful and it's much more economical. And having a palette like this will work with a ton of different skin tones. So the top row here will work with people who have lighter skin tones, and then the middle row here will work with people who have medium skin tones, and the bottom row here will work for people who have darker skin tones. So I don't have to bring a ton of products with me when I go to work, and I can just mix and match. So having something like this is actually beneficial for me at this time. And the other thing that I purchased from Beautylish, of course, wow, I'm so happy for this, are my two new additions to my brush kit, and these are brushes from Sonia G. So this is the Worker 1 brush, and I think I've said it before in my past videos that I fell in love with the worker brushes of Sonia G. So now I use most of her worker brushes for cream products, and because this is made of dyed psycho hair, I'm gonna use this for powder eyeshadows more. And the other brush that I bought from her, whoa, it's quite windy today. Pardon if you can hear the wind and if you can see my camera moving, it's just so windy. I wasn't expecting it to be this windy today because it wasn't this windy yesterday. But anywho, the other thing that I bought from Sonia G is her worker fan brush. I am so excited to try this. Now, again, as I've said before, because I've actually bought these like blush palettes from Viseart, and most recently they're highlighting and sculpting palettes. So having fan brushes will actually work with the type of, let me get the palette. So having fan brushes with me will actually work for this type of packaging. So I am so glad that this has been in stock recently because this has been out of stock for quite some time. So I like the size of this. I also like the way how it fans out. So this is quite perfect to have. So I'm so excited to try this out. So I'm gonna wash this first before we start using it. Okay, the last makeup product that I'm going to be talking about today is from Chanel, and it is the Le 4 Ombres. So this is their eyeshadow quad, and what I have here is the quad named Quiet Revolution. Now this has very nice blue tones to it, which I actually love. Now truthfully, I have been in the market looking for nice blue eyeshadow palettes, but it's been quite difficult to find blue eyeshadow palettes because most of the palettes available in the market today are, you know, palettes with red tones in it or pink tones in it or orange tones in it. So I'm actually glad that I was able to find this palette. Now I'm not too sure if this is part of the permanent collection of the eyeshadow palettes from Chanel, because when I went to the Chanel boutique here and I went to the display, this color story was not on display. Now I actually talked to the sales associate and I told her like, there was a blue palette for the Le 4 Ombres, and she goes like, and she shows me a palette and it wasn't this at all, and I told her no, it was a much more darker, smokier kind of blue eyeshadow palette, and she actually knew what I was talking about, but she actually had to go back to their stock room and she presented me with this palette. So I'm not too sure, again, I'm not too sure if this is part of their permanent collection, and if you are here in the Philippines, I think you would have to ask for this specific eyeshadow palette if you are interested in getting this. And if you're from the United States, I actually saw this for sale in Nordstrom, so I have a link down below for that, so you can go check it out for yourself. Okay, and the other thing that I actually hauled, God, I can't remove it from the box, but okay, so this is quite heavy, and the other thing that I actually purchased for my birthday is I finally got the Dyson Airwrap. It's actually quite heavy. So the Airwrap that I have here is the one that comes in red. So it's a limited edition, and I've actually been wanting to purchase the Airwrap for years now, like ever since they came out in 2018, because I'm like a sucker for new technology. I was so intrigued by this, but here in the Philippines, they were just so expensive, like super expensive. Like this retails for around close to 30,000 pesos, like I think 200 or 300 pesos shy of 30,000 pesos. And I think that's around $600. So it's too expensive. I didn't want to spend that much money on something like this. So if you're asking why I decided to spend money on this, it's because I'm here in the Philippines. Okay, I'm gonna put this down. We have this online retailer store named Lazada. So it's similar to Alibaba and Amazon. And they had this promotion for, like, they had a birthday sale coming up, and they said there that anything that was on sale on Lazada was going to be 30% off. So when I did the math, the Dyson Airwrap was actually going to come out at 23,900 pesos, which is actually quite cheap, because after observing this particular product for years, the cheapest that I have seen this go on sale was only at around 25,000 pesos. Now, before I was going to end up purchasing this, my credit card company also gave me a voucher. So I ended up actually paying only around 22,300 or 900 for this entire Airwrap set. So that was actually a steal, because, like, you know, I don't think like the Dyson Airwrap will ever go down to that price point ever. So I'm actually glad that I decided to purchase that for myself. And the other reason why I decided to purchase the Airwrap is because for the past few months I have seen some videos on YouTube wherein a lot of the women who actually purchased the Airwrap showed that Dyson actually had a new accessory. And as you can see here, the barrel is very small, and Dyson actually released new accessories wherein they have longer barrels, wherein like I think it's the size of two short barrels together. And when I saw that, I said yes, finally, because this small barrel is actually very difficult to use on people who have longer hairs. So although right now it's not available here in Metro Manila, but I have a friend who's coming home from America, so I've actually sent some of those to her home, and when she comes home to the Philippines, she'll just send it over to me so that I could use that with my Airwrap. So I'm actually quite happy with that purchase as well. So I'm so happy that I have the Airwrap with me finally. All right, and lastly, what I have here is a gift from my mom. Thank you so much, Mom. I actually know what is inside here right now because we were actually together when she decided to purchase it for me, because I was looking at this quite intently. And she was asking me like, oh, what are you looking at? And I go like, oh, it's one of those like hair dryers that I have been wanting to purchase for years as well. So in me saying that, let me just tear the packaging apart. So I also have the Dyson Supersonic blow dryer. Yay! So I actually have the Supersonic hair dryer also in red, so which is a very cool color, because I just need to differentiate my blow dryer from some of the makeup artists, hairstylists at work, because some of them have the fuchsia and nickel color. So having this will just like, you know, differentiate which blow dryer belongs to which person. Now I've seen this around for years. I don't think I would have ever bought this because of the price point, and also because I just recently bought the Airwrap, so I didn't have the money anymore. But when my mom saw me like oogling at the Dyson Supersonic, she decided to buy it for me right there and then. So thank you so much, Mom. At least now like my hair kit is now upgraded to the latest technology. So it's a nice present to have for my birthday actually. So thank you, Mother. I appreciate it. All right, that's it for me today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this birthday haul with me. I'm so excited to try them all, most particularly the Dyson Airwrap and the Supersonic hair dryer. I'm so excited to try those. I even brought with me my training head because I want to get a feel for the Dyson Airwrap and the Supersonic before I actually use them at work, so that, you know, I can just have, it's a different kind of motion from how I used to do hair. So I'm so excited for those. And I'm also so excited for the latest makeup that I bought. I'm also so excited to use them in a future video, so please stick around for that. So anywho, if you have any more questions about the products that I showed you guys, please leave them down at the comments box below and let's have a conversation about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you'll be having a good day wherever you are. Bye bye.